Yo, yo. Alright, back with another stream. This time, it is Tuesday night, which means we're beginning a new fight week. I guess yesterday would have began it, but you know what I mean. So, we are beginning it, and, yeah, NFL to talk about. We'll trade deadline today. It's a lot of interesting shit going on. It's a lot of interesting shit going on, and hell of a way to start the week. New fight week, fucking NFL trade deadline was pretty insane, at least in some parts. It's we're gonna have a lot of good things to talk about this tonight. Again, we have the fights, we have NFL Week 10, the trade deadline. We got a lot of interesting things to talk about tonight, and I think it'll be pretty fun. I think it should be pretty fun, and yeah, it should be a very interesting one. A lot of good topics, fantasy, of course. It's gonna be fun. I don't really know what else to really say. We got a lot of good topics. Yeah, a lot of good topics to talk about tonight. So, I think there's nothing really else to say before we just get right in, because we got fights, football, trade deadline, fantasy to talk about. It should be interesting. It should be very interesting. I'm excited. This is already a great week. The rest of the week has a lot of good shit going on. Should be fun. I see no reason to continue wasting time. So let's just head right into our talking points, man. We had a good amount of topics, so let's get into them. Getting the screenshot up with the brightest of white backgrounds, and we'll begin with our main topic. Well, at least that's the biggest topic. That is the fight we have this week. UFC Vegas 111. Bonfim versus Brown. This is a good card. Like I put the short out a little bit ago, talking about this card. I think this is a good one. I truly do think this is a very decent card. I'm intrigued. Didn't see it. I think it could be fun. I don't know. I think it's getting a bad rap for, yes, the main event's pretty weak. Yes, the order's terrible. But if you look at each fight on their own, it's a pretty decent card. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it could be fun. I think it's much better than last week's card was on paper, and I guarantee you it will be better than it was in execution. Take away eye pokes and fucking fixed fights. I think this is gonna be fun. I think this is gonna be a good card, and I'm looking forward to it. Not really a whole lot else I can think to say there, so let's just dive right in. This is kind of gonna be a breakdown of sorts, kind of like I guess kind of a mini breakdown, not as in depth as I would usually do for a normal breakdown, but we'll look at each fight, I'll give my thoughts and talk about it. Yeah. Let me look at this first thing is actually true. So, let's see. Because I don't know if this first thing is actually true. Wow. So this is interesting news to me that let's start looking at the card, and we'll look at our first fight of the card that was booked today thanks to cancellations. And no, this is not a topology error. I guess this is actually happening. Our first fight on Saturday will be at 190 catchweight because Robert Valentin pulled out, and now the fight will be Jackson McVeigh versus Dante Johnson. Yes, that Dante Johnson who just fought one week ago. Not even 3 fucking days ago. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, this guy's insane. This guy is truly insane. So obviously Robert Valentine pulled out, and we'll talk about this cancellation a little later. But Valentine pulled out today, and I guess Dante was still in Vegas. McVay's a middleweight. He took no damage against fucking Dumas. I guess he's fighting on Saturday now. 3 days after he just fought. That's fucking incredible. So I guess this is really happening. If sorry on Tapology, and wow. I'm guessing the betting lines are probably gonna be close. I probably imagine Dante will only be like minus 180, 190. Because he is coming in on short notice, or maybe he's a big favorite. I don't know. No odds are set for this fight. I didn't know this was really official yet. So, but it looks like it is, and this is really happening. Wow. I'm trying to think who else has turned around this quickly, and like Lupe Godinez, I know did. Hamzat did. I'm trying to think who else has. Like, not many people have done this. So, I heard there was someone this year who did. So, crazy, man. Crazy. We're all respect in the world to Dante Johnson, and I guess he's gonna be fucking fighting on Saturday against McVay. So. Crazy. So. Wow. He should win. Jackson McVay is terrible. I was probably gonna pick him to be Robert Valentine, but that's not saying a lot. And now Dante's fighting him 5'8" versus 6'4" at a 190 catch weight. Wow. The batshit insane. All respect to Dante. And what can you say besides wow? Let's see how this goes for him. This could either really pay off for him or really fail. I think it should pay off because again, Jackson McVay is a fucking joke. So yeah, give me Dante Johnson to win this fight on as short notice as you can get. Insane. Fucking insane. All respect to Dante. I'm fucking in shock. Wow. I know Valentine pulled out, and I did see a rumor about this, like an idea, but I didn't know this was like really gonna happen. Wow. What else can I say? All respect to Dante Johnson. I'm definitely gonna pick him to win this fight. And let's see if this pays off, man. 3 days after just winning, he's booked again to fight Saturday. Wow. What else can I say? So, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Respect to Dante Johnson, fucking psychopath. He should win that fight. Wow. Then we go to our second fight of the night at Bantamweight, and this is where the good portion of the card begins fight-wise. You know that Dante Johnson fights are really cool now, but this is where originally the good fights of the card were starting. As we begin with our second Bantamweight, or our second fight of the night at Bantamweight, another fight that got changed due to cancellations. We have Miles Johns versus Daniel Marcos. So this fight came about because Miles Johns was meant to fight. Who the fuck was he booked to fight again? He was meant to fight last week against William Gafarov, yes. And Marcos was meant to fight in Qatar in a couple weeks against Felipe Lima. Lima and Gafarov pull out. Johns and Marcos want to fight. They get a fight on this card. And this is an interesting one. This is a very decent fight. Marcos trying to bounce back after getting beat for the first time officially. Miles Johns, we always know, is a game fighter. This is good. This is a decent fight. The betting odds do have Marcos as a pretty big favorite. I think he's like almost minus 300, which I don't agree with. I never thought Daniel Marcos was that good. He's been exposed. He lost to Davey. He obviously lost to Montel. Miles Johns should win this fight. I'm picking Miles Johns here. I think he's better. I think he should win this fight. Daniel Marcos is terrible. And Miles Johns, not really a whole lot left to say there. Should be interesting one. It's a very Miles Johns needs this one because I think this would be his third L in a row. Daniel Marcos not trying to lose two in a row. It's a decent one. Very decent fight to be this low on the card. That says a lot. And I'm gonna go Miles Johns here. I think he is better than Marcos. I don't think Daniel Marcos is good. So give me the underdog. Give me Miles Johns. Get the win here. Yeah. I I don't think Daniel Marcos is good. I think Miles Johns is very good, even though he's just taken losses lately, but look who he's losing to. Give me Miles Johns. I think he's better. Marcos is not good. Fun second fight, though. Then we head to our third fight of the night, our first of two female fights of the night, and both are ranked fight, which is always good to see. As our first one is in the strawweight division, top 15, I think number 14 versus 15 or something. So it should be a main event, right? Like Garcia and Onama, if we're going off that logic. As we have in our third fight of the night, our first female fight of the night, and first of two that are in top 15 with their respective divisions, Keisha Pennington versus Denise Gomes. This is a good fight. I think this is a very interesting one to predict. Keisha, since coming back, has been doing pretty good. Well, what is her last couple fights since coming back? Yeah, since coming back after that, from having a baby and all that, she really should be 3-0. She beat Reach, in my opinion, won against Carla and Pinheiro. She's still got it. She's still looking pretty good, 36 years old. A lot of people think she beat Dern in that fight, so a lot of people would say she should be on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight winning streak right now if these decisions weren't very suspicious. She still got it. She's still very, very decent. And yeah, at 36, Tisha's still pretty decent. But then she is fighting the 11-year younger Denise Gomes, who might be the hardest hitter in that division, coming off a murder of Elise Reed, had won 3 in a row, beat Eduardo Mora up to flyweight. She's on her own good little streak. She's a decent fighter, got good power in her hands, decently well-rounded. This is a good fight. This is a top 15 fight at its finest. Keisha still got it at 36. Denise is a very good prospect. I'm intrigued. I think this is a tough fight to predict. I don't really know if I agree with the odds being that wide. Like I get Denise is younger and decent and all that, but I don't know if she should be minus 200. I think that's a little much, but we'll see. I think this is a good one. I could see Tisha winning this. I could see Denise winning this. It's gonna be interesting. I'm probably gonna lean Denise, but it's far from a confident pick. What's Topology saying? No one has picks in it for this fight yet. Everyone's picking Marcos. I don't agree with that. Everyone's picking Gomes. I get it, but again, I think Tisha could take the win here. I think it's not a for sure thing for Denise. I think it's a decent fight. Top 15. I'm intrigued. I'm gonna go Denise more than likely, but I don't think it's some surefire thing. And it'll be a tough one. I won't be shocked to see a split decision here. Time will tell. Decent fight. See what happens. I'm probably only in a Brazilian, but we'll see. Then we head to a double debut fight at heavyweight here. One a lot of people are probably interested in because a lot of people know this guy for good or bad reasons. As we have in our fourth fight of the night, our only debuts of the night, I believe, at heavyweight, a double debut battle between Josh Hokett and Max Gimenez, I believe is how you'd say it. Obviously Josh is coming out to Contender Series this year, where he got a lot of talk for his interesting post-fight interviews. Max, I have no idea. He made his debut on this card, just getting signed. He's 6-1, 32 years old, coming from Shogun Fights, wherever the fuck that is. Looks like he's some experienced grappler guy. Interesting. Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo, the flyweight? No. That's funny. Okay, interesting. Hokett's a big favorite because we actually know who he is. This should be interesting. I'm intrigued to see here what Hoka can do. Making his debut after a lot of talking, a lot of big words being used in his interviews. Didn't have the most impressive performance on the show, but he looked fine. Getting a debutant here. See what he can do. Again, we don't know anything about Max, so we'll see if he's any good. And it should be interesting. Minus 400. I can't say if that's the right or wrong odds. Time will tell. Kind of weird talking about betting odds after last week. And yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what Josh can do. We know him. We'll see what Max can do, how good he actually is, if he is at all. I'm probably gonna lean Hoke here. I don't see any reason not to pick Hoke. In fact, you know who he is. But it should be interesting. Should be an interesting one, and we'll see what happens. Double debut fight. Let's see who makes a good first impression. Then we go to our co-main event in the prelims as of right now, unless Giannis gets a new fight booked for this card. So our new co-main event of the prelims will be our fifth fight of the night in the top 10 of women's bantamweight between Myra Bueno Silva versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Very good to see Jacqueline Cavalcanti back. One of the only good things at women's bantamweight at the moment, because God, that division is piss poor. She's a very good prospect, very good kickboxing. She has, obviously, she's young, which is rare to see for a fucking fighter in that division, it would seem. And yeah, she's good. I think Cavalcanti should probably get more talk because she is very good, but she just hasn't really got it yet. So we'll see if this could be maybe get her some fucking eyes on her because she was fighting the former title challenger Mauro Bueno Silva, who desperately needs to win, or she's gonna be cut here because this would be her fourth loss in a row. What a fucking downfall she had! All that hype during that winning streak, and then fought Pennington, and everything has fell apart. Yeah, this Cavalcanti should win this fight if she can keep standing. She's much bigger, much younger, better strikers. I am a debate. This is an interesting one. This is a Bueno Silva needs to keep her job. Cavalcanti needs to keep her hype, or try to get some hype and respect in the division. This is gonna be interesting. I'm intrigued in this fight. I'm gonna go Cavalcanti here, minus 250. I think that sounds about right. She should be able to keep it standing and win. I'm gonna go Cavalcanti. I think Myra is done. I think her little run is over. I think she's got been exposed for still being a shit fighter. She always was. Just she had a good streak of easy fights. And yeah, give me Jacqueline Cavalcanti to get the win here. So I'm happy to see her back. Hopefully she'll finally get some talk because she is really damn good. Then the featured prelim, Jamal Amers and Hyder Emil. Pick 'em here, which I guess Emil stepping on short nose for Austin Bashy, so that's interesting. I'm probably gonna go Hyder Emil here. I know he's coming off getting knocked out in 30 seconds by Jose Delgado, but that's not a bad thing because how good Jose Delgado is. Jamal Emers is a very decent fighter who does not get a lot of eyes on him. You know, he is pretty solid. This is a good feature prelim. Hyder Emil was never in a bad fight, never will be in a bad fight. This should be interesting. I'm probably gonna go Hyder here. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to look at the picks. Everyone's going Hokit, Cavalcanti, everyone's going Emil. Interesting. Again, it is a pick 'em on the odds. I guess that makes sense, but I'd probably have Emil a slight favorite. I don't know, maybe it's just me. This should be an interesting one. I'm gonna go Hyder Emil here more than likely. I could see Jamal winning this. He's a smart, well-rounded fighter. But I think Emil's just better. I think he can break Emers and yeah, Hyder Emil though. But good fight, very good fight. Then the main card will begin with Marco Tulio and Christian Leroy Duncan. Fun, very fun fight at middleweight there. I'm gonna go Tulio. I think he's better. I think Christian Leroy Duncan's terrible. I don't see what anyone sees in him. He's been fraud checked twice now. One by Armin Petrosian, which says a lot. Tulio, Norm Dumont's boyfriend, they're riding high right now. Tulio 2-0 in UFC has looked very damn good. one of the best prospects in the division. Yeah, I'm going to Leo. I think he's way better than CLD. I think Christian Leroy Duncan is garbage, and I'm 100% going Marco Tulio here. So yeah, hope he can get the job done. CLD is not good, and not really much else to say. So yeah, I think my mic cut out there for a second. I don't know why, but yes, I moved. I guess I moved too quickly. I don't know why my mic keeps going on. 'Cause I hear it turning off. Whatever. Yeah, Julio should win this fight. I think he's better. CLD is shit, and give me Marco Julio to get the win. I think he's a good prospect. I don't think CLD is a prospect. I think he's a complete can crusher. Who did he just? He just knocked out Eric Andrews, I believe, which that should say a lot in its own right. Give me Marco Julio next. Give me Mr. Dumont to make him go 2-0 over the last 2 weeks. And we have maybe the best fight on the card. Maybe I would say probably the hardest fight to predict on the card. A banger at bantamweight between two guys who are somehow not ranked. Ricky Simone versus Ione Barcelos. Yeah, I don't know how to predict this fight, to be honest. I'm not even gonna try and make a pick right now. Maybe I'll lean Ricky, but who knows? This is a great fight. Should be a pick 'em. Simone's on a nice winning streak. Having another career renaissance. Ione Barcelos is 38 and still great. Having his career renaissance. Great fight. Probably should be the co-main. Pick 'em. Probably the best fight on the card. I cannot wait. Yeah, what can I say about that fight? The odds for the first two fights. Tulio, actually. I'm actually shocked Tulio's third. I'm happy he is getting the respect over Duncan. And Simone's getting most of the picks. How many people have actually made picks, I wonder? You know, they have Simone will probably be a more picked guy. I might lean him as well, but don't count out Uncle Barcelos, man. I think a lot of people have a lot of times. So, don't. Then we have in the third fight of the main card, the first Bonfim on the card, and the lesser of the two, which should say a lot, Ismael Bonfim versus Chris Padilla. This is a tough one to predict. Ismael is not good. Padilla is coming off a really shaky performance against Jai Herbert, which he probably lost that fight, to be honest. Not a great look. So, you know, could look better. I don't know. We're gonna see if Padilla shows up at his best, like we've seen in the UFC a few times now. He should win this fight easily. But if we get the guy who fought Herbert, Ismael will probably win. Ismael is not good, but if you're not at your best, and if Jai Herbert can beat you, or look like he should have won that fight, what the fuck is Ismael gonna do? So. This is an interesting one. I don't know why Ismael is such a big favorite. This should probably be close to a pick'em. I'm gonna lean Taco. I think he's better if he shows up at his best, but I worry again if Jai Herbert probably beats you. I'm worried. And let's see though. Let's fucking see. I'm intrigued. And yeah, decent fight. Very decent fight there. The first of two Bond films on the card, and again, they both suck. Almost an achievement. Then we go to the fourth fight of the main card. Maybe just a complete banger. There's no maybe about it. It's just a banger. At welterweight, Uncle Muslim Salikov, this powerful uncle himself, versus the Euros Medic. Yeah, someone's getting finished here for sure. Muslim Falkov's on a murdering spree right now with two back-to-back vicious knockouts of Liao and Kenan Song. Euros Medic is always in a fun fight and always has a chance of getting a finish. This is a great fight. This is a fight that definitely should be in front of the crowd, but whatever. Medic minus 200 is really intriguing. I don't think I agree with that fully. But I don't think I've ever got a Muslim Holocaust fight right. So I guess I don't have much room to talk. Um, this will be interesting. This is a good one again. More than likely, someone's getting finished here. I'm excited. Banger. And Uncle Salikov get another win. Doesn't matter to put him to sleep. Let's see. Padilla's getting more picks than Bonfim, but I think this will probably end 50-50, or maybe even Bonfim will end up as favored by Fight Night. And Salikov getting all the picks here, which I think Salikov is the right side to go, but Medic always has that power that can drop. We have seen Salikov finish before by, was it? I believe it was Leech, right? I think. I believe it Leech finished him, and maybe someone else did. So, there's gonna be a lot of power thrown in this fight. It's gonna be a good one. Odds should be closer. I don't get why Mitch is such a big favorite. And, I'm going Uncle Salikov more than likely. I always lose when I pick him. I always lose when I pick against him. So, take that 3-6 record with him. I suck. See what happens. Oh, Randy Brown knocked him out funny. I forgot about that one. What a great fight there. Not a great fight. The co-lame event of the evening. The probably second worst fight on the card now, for some reason. Actually, it might be the worst fight on the card at this point. To be honest, it truly might be the worst fight on the card. And we have in the co-main event, for some reason, it was probably the worst fight on the card. At flyweight, the co-lame match now in Joseph Morales. Why is this shit fight anywhere above the fucking first fight of the night? This fight is garbage. Matt Schnell should not even be here because he retired a couple years ago. He came back like a bitch. And Joseph Morales sucks. He should have not even been in the tough finale because he lost to Emmanuel Rodriguez. So, a fight between two dudes who shouldn't be here, and since they are here, they are still shit. Why is this coming? It's the worst fight on the card. I fucking believe that at this point. I don't get it. I truly don't get why this is a co-main over Salikov, over Simone. Like, this fight's terrible. Could it be fun? Probably. May have a good chance of it, but doesn't mean it's a good fight. Fun fights and good fights are different things, and this is not a good fight because both of these guys are not good. So, it's annoying. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Why is this the co-main over really any other fight on this card I talked about would have been a better co-main? And, yeah, shit fight. Don't understand why it's so high on the card. Go Morales, I don't give a fuck. They both suck. And then obviously the fight we all know about, the main event at welterweight for the number 14 ranking, I believe. Gabriel Bonfim defending his ranking versus Randy Brown. Good fight. Not a good main event, but whatever. Randy Brown finally trying to crack into the top 15 after years of probably deserving to be in the top 15 against Bonfim, who does not deserve to be in the top 15 because most people don't even think he beat Wonder Boy. This is an interesting one. I'm going Randy Brown, for sure going Randy Brown, just like most people. He's better. He's just better. Bonfim is shit. I think if 20,000-year-old Wonder Boy is fucking pretty much beating you, what the fuck's Randy Brown gonna do? A guy who is younger, bigger, more powerful. Randy Brown's gonna kill Bonfim. Give me Randy Brown for sure. I have no idea why he's the underdog on the betting odds, but you are stupid. Yeah, no Randy Brown for sure. He's just better. I don't know what else to say. And should be fun. I think the finish is likely in that fight. I'm excited. Good main event in terms of a fight. Bad main event in terms of a main event. And yeah, there you go. Not really much else to say there. It's a fine card. I truly think it's a fine card. So I think it's fun. It has fun things on it. Like, how many fights on this card can you actually call bad? one, the co-main. I'll tell you that, maybe Hoke it. Everything else is pretty decent. I truly believe the rest of this card's pretty decent. Top 15 fights, good fight, crazy that he's back already. Good, 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 good. I think this is a fun card. If you know your shit, if you know the fighters on this card, it's a fun card, and I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a fun one. And then that's even without Adrian Yanez having a new fight on this card, which we'll see if he does get that. Christian Quinones pulled out earlier. We'll see if they can get Yanez a new fight. They are looking. So knock on wood, they do get him a new fight ASAP, because who doesn't want to see Adrian Yanez fight immediately? Hopefully, worst case scenario, he gets moved to MSG next week. So hopefully we get on Adrian Yanez fighting sooner than later. And yeah, this should be. Let's hope they get him a new fight, which will just add to this card. And I think this is a good card on paper. I have hope, which usually burns me, but I do have hope. I think this could be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to most of the fights on the card. Let's see what happens. And yeah, I'm excited. What else can I say? Great poster for the card. A lot of fights are good. I know it's an Apex card, which I hate, but I'm excited. I have hope, and we'll see if that hope is a false sense of security or not. Time will more than tell, and yeah, not really much else to say there. But I think with that being said, I'm trying to think of anything else to say before we get into the other part of MMA shit I want to talk about. We're not going to talk about the Bulgarian shit anymore than anyone else has. No need to. He's already cut. He's going to get arrested. Dana's working with the FBI. That shit's a whole different story. I think they're having they had a meeting today for eye pokes, Herb Dean, some other people, so hopefully that gets fixed. And yeah, that's about the long and short of that. So let's head to the only other topic I want to talk about in MMA before we get to the other shit. And we're already half an hour in, so oh boy, we still have plenty more to talk about. This last MMA segment shouldn't take too long because there's not much to say here. And that is what fights have been booked lately. There's been a few. Not a lot, but really only two since last time we looked at this, I believe on Wednesday or Friday, I want to say. So, well, really, yeah, it's really only been two because we're not going to talk about this. We might have already talked about this last time, so either way, we already talked about that fight in general, so nothing more needs to be said. But there has been two other fights booked for this week. Is my mic still plugged in? I'm sorry, we got unplugged there for a second. No, that's still okay. Cool. That's why I unplugged it for a second. I was like, oh shit. No, still good. And let's look at the two fights booked over the last couple of days. We will begin with a short notice replacement fight in December. This was meant to be Asman Lucindo, but now Amanda Ramos is stepping in for Lucindo to fight Jillian Robertson. Yeah. Mad respect to Lemos. Did not have to do this as the higher ranked fighter to step in on short notice to fight a dangerous Robertson, which is a bad stylistic matchup for Lemos. I'll give her props. I'll give Lemos props to step into a fight that is not a very good one for her, and one that she probably is going to lose. Respect to her against Robertson, who's scary right now on a tear, who should have been fighting Verna for the belt 2 weeks ago. I'll give him much respect. The higher ranked fighter usually doesn't have to do that. And then Jillian Robertson can't be happier. She gets an easier fight than Lucindo. This is an easier fight than Lucindo. Lemos is older. She has no grappling. Robertson, the Lucindo fight was one where, yeah, I'll probably lean with Robertson, but it's close. This one, I don't think that can. I think this will be just like the Tatiana Suarez fight. Robertson, she just beat her. Give me Julian Robertson. Respect to Lamlich for taking this risky fight. Pretty dumb idea. And Robertson should beat her. So Joe Rob can't be any happier. And see what happens. Crazy respect to Lamos. That jump scare. And then the other fight booked yesterday, a banger, if you know your shit. And the most recent fight book, not counting the Dante Johnson fight, because that's not been announced by Marcel yet. We have another fight for that December card, and a banger of that, Giga Chikadze versus Kevin Vallejos. Well, they are trying to retire Giga Chikadze, and I think they might succeed, because Vallejos is going to punch his fucking head off. They are wasting no time with Vallejos. They are getting him into big fights soon, and a top 15 fight. For some reason, Giga is still top 15. Awesome. So happy for Vallejos. Kid's good. He's going to rip Giga in half. Banger fight. What else can you ask for? Banger. That simple. And those were the 2 fights booked since we last looked at this. 2 fights for that December card, which we can look at right now. Let's take a quick look at that Royval and top card in December. 9 fights so far. Jose Gerard and Lemos for Zeno pulling out, and then Kevin and Giga, which is just such a good fight. 37 versus 24. What a banger. This card's starting to look good. They moved a Croden fight here. Breton Mouse 6 interesting. Asplund's debut. Yeah. This is a great fight. This is the last card ever on ESPN. They're trying to book it right. This is gonna be fun. 2 good fights booked for it, and UFC doing some good work. We'll see what happens with Bulgarian bullshit and eye pokes. But outside of that, they're booking good fights. The card this week looks good. We're on MSG next week. UFC's doing good shit right now, and it's always good to see them. What hates when it sucks when they go into a slump. They are doing good right now, and let's keep that rolling. Let's have a good card this week. And yeah, so I think that's about really all I gotta say about the MMA world right now. Talked about the card, talked about the recent fights booked. I think that's everything. So, shall we look at the other sports we love? Or at least we talk about putting on here? I think we shall. So we'll begin. I'm talking to myself, I know. I wonder where anyone is. Like, I get most of the life, right? No one over here? Traitors. But yeah, we can look at the other sports we talk about here. We'll start with fantasy NBA, because not very much to say. Tuesday, second day of games. Look at what's going on. Second night of these matchups for week 3. Oh yeah, I'll have to look at the standing. I'm glad you want to do that now, because I forgot the games are. So going into week 3, Tone and Botter are 2-0, doing good, 79-72% of making a playoffs there. Bot's Takeover is 1-1, 57% playoff chance. I'm 1-1 with 56% playoff chance. Vast is 1-1 at 22%. Chrome is 52% at 1-1. And Matua is 0-2 at 10% playoff chance, which I think is a little early to be saying that about that percentage. So maybe I'm wrong. Field goals made for a team. Tone has the most, so that's interesting. Against Tone, free throws made. Who's shooting the most? Water making the most free throws. Or yeah, and then attempted. Tone's not getting the foul line. 3-pointers is Chrome's team. Rebounds. Do I win any of these? No. Botter. My team sucks. Assists. Vast. Yeah, I'm number 3. Steals. Vast. Blocks. Bot. The takeover. Turnovers. Oh, of course, I lead in this fucking stat. Great. Points overall. Tone, obviously. Points for the bots, actually, and points against is Chrome, and then the running streak, obviously. So, like, you look at the record, that's self-explanatory. Vast has made the most moves at 18, Matua, Botter, Bots, and me, and then Tone made 2. So, yeah, some interesting shit going on there in the NBA League to look at how the matchups are playing out for this week. I'm losing to Matua right now, but it's only Tuesday, and there's still plenty of time left. I got really no one playing tonight, so we'll see what happens there. Chrome is losing. The bots are beating one of the bot teams. They're beating the shit out of Vast. So that's interesting. And Botter and Toner in a close one to see who's gonna be in first place after this week. No. We'll continue checking up on these throughout the week and see what happens. Yeah, and it's no real point to spend a lot of time on fantasy basketball side of things. I don't know, a lot of people care, not really much to say. What we do care about is the football side of things, because oh boy, has a lot happened. How can you be losing to Hawk to a good question, D-Man? Also, what's up, D-Man? You win the award of the first person in chat tonight. 40 minutes. Thank you. It's fantasy basketball and fantasy football. I'm not losing to Hawk to but yeah. Speaking of fantasy football, do I want to talk about the real NFL or fantasy? We'll talk about fantasy because there's not a lot to say, and we'll talk about the real NFL Hawk 2A. So the updated standings after week 9, Ninja is still in first place even after his upset loss to Chrome, falling to 7-2 with a 97% playoff chance. Tone is now right behind him in second place at a 63 record, one game behind, 93% playoff chance. Shiesty has moved up to number 3 at 5-4 on a winning streak, I believe 3 games at this point. 2 games behind with a 77% playoff chance. I remember when she was at like fucking 20%. Now she's just kept winning. So crazy. And when he dropped 190 points last week, Fast at 5-4 is fourth, 57% playoff chance. 2 games behind. I'm 2 games behind as well at 5-4 in fifth place with 40% playoff chance. Ouch. Chrome is in sixth place on his 4-game winning streak at 4-5 now, 3 games behind at a 23% playoff chance, which that still looks insane after a couple weeks ago he was 0-5. And Matua is 1-8 with a 1% playoff chance in last place. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna give him the first pick next year. I swear to God. After week 9, the points for is still Ninja. No shocker. Points against. I put up the least points. Both metrics, great. Points against. The highest is Matua, so people score the most points on Matua. So people score the least amount of points on me, I guess. Cool. And I score the second least amount of points. I don't get it. Winning streaks now, we have Chrome at 4 in a row, Tone and Shiesty at 1. Matua's lost 5 in a row. Vast had lost 3 in a row after starting, I believe 5-1 or some shit. That's crazy. Ninja taking its first loss since week 1. Interesting. The moves, Vast is up to 43. I'm right behind him, and trust me, tomorrow with waivers, it's going to be even higher. Tone is still last, only 10. Interesting. Very, very interesting. And then to look at the matchups we got this week. It's funny someone comes in chat right after I finish talking about MMA. Ain't that fucking funny? I'm playing Vast this week. Really no point to looking at his chance to win thing yet because my team is far from set. He's getting dropped. I don't even know who these guys are going to play or if I'm going to play half of these guys. Ugh. Can't wait. My team's a mess. Matua is playing Ninja, which is super interesting. If Matua could win this, it'd be fucking hilarious. Ninja's gonna be down a couple of his main guys like Mahomes and Rice and Pickens, but I don't think he's gonna be too upset. Matua, you got one job, do it. And I sent you a trade, Matua, asshole. Chrome is playing Shiesty. Someone has to take a bad L here. Can Chrome crawl to 500, or can Shiesty get to 6-4? This is a great game, probably easily the game of the week in the league. Big for both teams. Really, no one's gonna be down any players. Chrome's gonna be down Travis Kelce, but that's about it. Maybe DeAndre Swift, but we'll see if he picks anyone up in free agency. So that'll be interesting. And then Tone should get a free one this week, which is always good to see. So interesting. Some interesting matchups. We'll see. I'm probably gonna lose if I'm being honest. Hopefully Matua can spring the upset. This is an interesting one, and then hopefully Tone wins. I'm excited, man. Again, you can see I got 6 moves. Well, one of them's a trade, with the other 6 or the other 5 are waivers. So I'm definitely making moves. Players are going to be getting dropped. So tomorrow it's a complete fire sale, and tomorrow is the last day that trades are open at. I think 12 p.m. tomorrow. They completely close. So let's see. I never got your notification. That's good. No one did. I've been live for 45 minutes, and 2 people have been in chat. So I just thought y'all were just really enjoying Moss playing that cat game. I'm not even being funny. I legit just thought either y'all were just like not chilling or whatever, watching Moss. That's no big deal. I already talked about MMA for 40 minutes to myself, and now time with this. No big deal. No big deal. But yeah. Again, I'll say it again. If you didn't hear Tone, you're the only person who's here in the league. Trades, and tomorrow's trade deadline in our league. I'll even show it tomorrow at 12 p.m. my time, so whatever time that'll be for you. So if you want to make a trade, send it now. Cause I wanted it to be today, but I couldn't do that, so better get it done now. Hopefully Hawk Tua can make a comeback. It would almost be he would need to make a comeback, get back in the playoffs at 1-8. He would need to win out. And even if he won out at this point, would he even hit 500? I don't think so. So he'd be, if he wins, it would be 2-8, 3-8, 4-8, 5-8, 6-8. He could only get to 7-8. I don't even know if that would get him in the playoffs, to be honest. So, and he's not gonna win the next 7 games. I wish, but he's just not. So. Again, I'm going to give him the number 1 pick next year for sure in the draft, and then whoever plays second, third, or whoever plays 7th and 8th, etc. That's how we'll do it. So Tone will be probably, if we're going to try and do 10 teams, so let's say we get everyone back. Well, we're probably going to lose some members. We'll probably lose 2 members, but we'll still get these 5. So. Not so, don't know. We'll still have 6 people going in next year, and for the draft order, if the league ended right now, for next year will be Matua at 1, Chrome at 2. I think I would be at 3. Vast would be 4. Shiesty would be 5. And Tone would be 6. And then the other 3 are just. The other few people we got would be the others. So that'll be interesting to see how the draft plays out there. And yeah, so Tone's gonna be in the back of the draft again and get the best team possible. So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Get your waivers in. If you have a trade to send out now. Again, tomorrow at 12 p.m. And I'll do the basketball next time. Cool, then. Yeah, we'll be doing that next year. Hope we'll get more people in. Yeah, cool. So next year, because the football one, we started the idea a little bit late, so we had to kind of rush to get people in. The NBA one was kind of just an idea I had, and I was like, let's do it. Next year, we'll be more prepared. The second we can start doing drafts, like probably right after. I had a good point, like probably July, August at the fucking latest. We'll probably try and like at least make the league, and then I would like to draft when we did this year, the Sunday night before everything starts. So that'll be the plan, but that's a year from now, and we'll be more prepared, and we'll get a full league and not 8 people leagues, because I like it, but it just feels wrong. So We had to start somewhere, and I'm still enjoying it. I'm guessing everyone else is, besides Matua, and, yeah, we'll see what happens. So that's what happened that's going on in our fantasy league. There's still 2 more things in the NFL to talk about. So let's get to the elephant in the room, and that is the trade deadline that went down today. There was a few moves, nothing insane, but enough where it was like, okay, like obviously we know the big one, and obviously I'm gonna talk about that. But let me get this up for y'all. Let me get this on stream for y'all. And so just using Twitter or X. So here are all the trades that have happened in the last 2 months. That's all we'll talk about. All of the ones. Mainly we'll talk about the ones that happened today. We're not going to go as far back as this shit. We had, obviously, the last trade of the day was Trevor Penning to the Chargers. Sure, whatever. And then we had, obviously, the biggest one of the day, Sauce Gardner to the Colts. What the fuck? What are the Jets doing? That's insane. That's truly fucking insane. 2 first-round picks and 80 Mitchell for Sauce Gardner. Great trade by the Colts to get a top-tier cornerback. Genius, fucking genius. 2 first-round picks. Fucking easily would do that trade 10 out of 10 times. That makes the Colts scary. The Colts are very scary now after that trade, and yeah, they were scary before. That's a huge addition. Great trade. But the Jets were not done yet making trades, because not long after they trade their other great defensive player, Quinnen Williams, to the Cowboys. For I forget what the package was. A couple picks and Mozzie Smith, who was shit. Jets are tanking. They want a bunch of picks. They're getting a bunch of picks. They didn't trade Breece Hall, which was kind of dumb. They didn't trade a lot of other people they should have traded, but defensively they blew it up. And yeah, they're gonna be shit. They probably will be the first pick in the draft next year. I'd be shocked if they're not. And now their 2 best players, and maybe 2 of their 3 Carol Wilson's very good, are now Cowboys and Colts. But to get what I think 3 or 4 first-round picks out of those trades, great. All you take on are shitty players who are going to be gone in a year. Sweet. Great fucking trades by the Cowboys and Colts. Get great players, and yeah, those are really the big moves of the day. But there was other ones. One being Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks. Fantasy's favorite receiver, Rashid Shaheed. Not bad. I think Shaheed's kind of whatever. He'll be a good number 3 receiver there with Cooper Kupp at JSN. Bears and being on the Saints. Sweet. And then the biggest receiver move, or biggest offensive trade, really, was Jacoby Myers to the Jaguars. Great trade for the Jaguars with Travis Hunter out for a couple weeks, and Jacoby Myers is just really good in general. Get a good, fuck, he might be better than BTJ at this point. Yeah, good trade for them. Raiders tried to trade him, or he asked for a trade months ago, didn't work. Now he's finally traded, and see how he does in Duval. Miami traded Jalen Phillips to the Eagles. Cool. The Browns traded Joe Tryon and Shayinka to the Bears. The only thing the Browns did today, which pissed me off because we should have done so much more, but it was exactly what I knew it would be. We'd do fucking nothing. Titans traded Draymond Jones to the Ravens. Sweet. Ravens and anything they can get. The other really good trade Dallas did was getting Logan Wilson from the Bengals. Good. They need anyone they can get. Logan Wilson's pretty decent. And then this was a couple days ago. The Eagles got Jair Alexander, about 3 years past the time to get him. They also got Michael Carter, not the running back, the cornerback. Sweet. Jets got John Mechie III, fine receiver. Niners got Keon White from the Patriots, sure. Pitt got Kyle Duggar, which I think this was like 2-3 weeks ago. Fine. Rams got Roger McCreary. Fine, and these are all older trades that we've already talked about. So, yeah, the big moves today were Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams, and then I guess you could throw in Jacoby, Shaheed, and Logan Wilson in there. Everything else is kind of So against Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is the one where it's like, holy shit. Like that, when I saw that one, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They traded Sauce? Like, I'm not shocked they traded Quinton. I could have saw that coming. I thought they were going to trade Brees. But to trade Sauce in his third year? That's insane. So, I don't know. Good for them, I guess. Good for both teams. One team got 2 first-round picks. The other got Sauce fucking Gardner. Cool. What else can you really say? The elephant in the room, Miami did nothing. No Jalen Waddle, no fucking Tua could have got traded, no Bradley Chubb traded. So that was dumb. Like we talked about Brees Hall, the Browns didn't trade Jerry Jeudy or David Njoku, which was stupid. Should have sent them both out for whatever the fuck you can get for those bums. Trying to think anything else, any other big name players who were expected to be traded. I can't really remember any other ones. So yeah, the biggest winners of today are Dallas and Indy. They get 2 great defensive players. So great. Was it a great trade deadline? No. Was it good? Yeah, to have 2 players the level of Quinton and Sauce Gardner traded. Cool. Colts got better. Cowboys got better. I couldn't get worse after last night, which we'll talk about in a minute. And yeah, fine trade deadline. Always love trade deadline. And yeah, let's see what happens. Hopefully we get to see Sauce play on Sunday. I doubt it. They're going overseas, and it's already Tuesday, so I doubt it. And they're playing Atlanta, so they really don't need him. But we'll see. We'll fucking see, and should be interesting. Not really much else to say about trade deadline there. And then the only thing left to really talk about that I can think of is let's look at speaking of NFL schedules for this week, let's look at what we got going on. First, we'll talk about the one game we didn't talk about on Sunday because it didn't happen yet by that point. Monday Night Football last night, the Cardinals and Cowboys. Dallas, what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you always consistently find a way to beat Dallas? How did you make Jacoby Brissett look like a competent quarterback? Yeah, Dallas got their ass handed to them by Jacoby Brissett and Marvin Harrison Jr. Good job. Good fucking job. Yeah, pathetic. You see why they went out via Logan Wilson and Quinn Williams. Yeah, Dallas still sucks. Arizona's not good, but they played better than they should have here. Good for them. What the fuck, Dallas? I was wrong there. I said Dallas was going to win easily. I forgot Dallas is Dallas. Sweet. But then to look at week 10 this week, the bye week teams are the Bengals, the Cowboys, the Titans, and the Chiefs. 3 of those teams hurt to lose. Titans, fuck off, you suck. So I'm not upset about that one. And then fantasy-wise, a few of those suck, but outside of that, not much else. And then to look at the matchups this week, on Thursday night, we had a pretty predictable lame game between the Raiders and the Broncos. The Broncos should win that easily. They're better. I don't know who the Raiders are going to be throwing the ball to now with Jacoby gone, Trey Tucker and Jack Beach, and Brock Bowers. Yeah, easy one for Denver on Thursday night. That's going to be a boring one. Then on Sunday morning, which I'm not waking up for, even if Sauce is playing, we got the Falcons and the Colts in Berlin. Colts should win. They're much better. Hopefully Sauce Gardner does play. More than likely, I would imagine he does, but who knows, really. Either way, they should beat the Falcons, who are not very good. And yeah, either way, I'll see what happens in that game when I wake up on Sunday before the 1 o'clock games. Get on my waking up that early to watch the Falcons and the Colts. Sorry. No. I don't even want to wake up that early to watch fights. If you're not UFC, I'm not waking up that early. You can go. Then we have, for the 1 o'clock slate, we begin with Tone's team, the Giants and the Bears. Bears should win this, coming off that crazy game against the Bengals. They should beat the Giants. Somehow they would find a way to have it be a close game for no reason, but Bears should win. Giants are literally just Jackson Dart and friends, and yeah, Bears should win. I know Tony loves hearing that. I don't think I ever say that about the Bears. Yeah, not much else to say there. Then we have another easy one to predict: the Bills and the Dolphins. What else do I need to say? Alright, do I need to elaborate? I didn't think so. I think it's the first time I've ever used elaborate on this channel. And yeah, Bills by murder. Fuck you, Dolphin. Then we have Ravens and Vikings. That's an interesting one. That's the first actually difficult one to predict. Vikings coming off that great win against the Lions. Ravens got Lamar back, so they look good. That's a close one. I don't get why the Ravens are so, I guess, -4.5. I get it. I don't. I think that game's a lot closer than people think. I'll probably pick Baltimore, but I do think the Vikings could spring the upset there. But we're gonna find out. That's a tough one to predict. I think that game could go either way. More than likely, Baltimore should win. Maybe JJ McCarthy and the Vikings come back down to earth. We'll see. And then the clown show of the week, the Tank Bowl, to see who sucks worse. And I don't even know who I want to win this, to be honest. The Browns and the Jets. I'm not watching this game. I'm going to be watching Game Day or Red Zone, whatever is on at that moment. Wow, that is one of the games of all time. Worst games of all time. Dylan Gabriel versus Justin Fields. Wow. Terrible. Fucking terrible. I want to say we should win, but I could see the Jets winning. Both teams are shit. Then we have probably the best game of this slate. Actually, easily the best game. The Patriots and the Buccaneers. The Chrome Bowl, because these are Chrome's two favorite teams. Hopefully Bucky Irving plays, because then the Bucks have a good chance of winning. If not, this could be a loss, and I wouldn't be shocked. Hopefully the Bucks are healed up a bit. Baker is gonna still try his hardest, but they need Bucky back. They got Buka looks good. Tez hopefully is fine. Godwin might play. Patriots obviously are on a nice roll right now. That's a good game. That's a very big game for both teams. Both trying to hold on to that number one spot in their division, with the Bills and Panthers crawling up their backs. That's a good one. Always in cheer for Bake, but if Bucky ain't there and the team's still a little bit injured, and New England could fucking snatch them. I wouldn't be shocked. Very good game. Gonna break Chrome's heart watching that game. Then we have another predictable game, and speaking of the Bucks division, we have the Saints and the Panthers. Panthers by easy win, which is something I never thought I would say again. If you beat the Packers, you're gonna beat the Saints. Next, we have the final 1 o'clock game in another divisional battle between the Jaguars and the Texans. I don't know if CJ Stroud's going to play this game. I'd imagine he's probably not. So if it's Davis Mills football, then yeah, Jaguars are going to win easily. And even if it's CJ Stroud does play, I'm probably still going to pick the Jaguars. I think they are better. I think they should win. Give me Duval. Not really much to say there. Then we'll go to the 4 o'clock slate, beginning with another divisional battle. A lot of those in this week. We have the Cardinals and the Seahawks. And this is where the Cardinals' miracle run ends. It was 1 week against the shitty Cowboys, and now the Seahawks are going to stomp them back to reality. So the Battle of the Birds will end with the Seahawks more than likely winning. I'd be shocked if anything else. They are going to start Jacoby Brissett again, which is smart. But he's going to get beat down and lose here. An easy win for Sam Darnold. Then we have the Rams and Niners. Very good game there. We're going to see how injured the Niners are this week. Who's going to break what? Who's starting at quarterback? It should be Mac, but, they're stupid. And either way, I think the Rams should win. They're better. They're going to win that division, I would have to imagine. They look good. They should win. Yeah, Niners are just too injured. You're the Rams, but Niners know how to win. I don't know how, so we'll see what happens. Then we have the last super easy game to predict on this week, the Lions and Commanders. Lions by murder next. Fucking Marcus Mariota ain't gonna do shit against the Lions. Then we have Pittsburgh and the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Not as terrible as some Sunday Night Football games. Still not amazing. Chargers should probably win, but it's Pitt week by week basis. They either look great or terrible. So same thing with the Chargers. To be honest, you never know which version you're gonna get. But yeah, I mean the Chargers here. Every alignment they ever have is gonna break something by the end of the season, and let's see if they can get a win here. Got an easy way up against Tennessee. Time to fight a real team again. Give me the Chargers. But I won't be shocked if Pitt pulls another rabbit out of their ass like they find a way to do every fucking week. And then on Monday Night Football, we end the week with the best game of the week. It appears to be the NFC Championship, the Eagles, and the Packers. Great game, very fun game. I'm probably gonna pick the Eagles here. If you are losing to the Panthers, yeah, I'm not picking you to win. Give me Philly. I think they're better. Again, this could easily be the NFC Championship. Would not be shocked at all. But I'm gonna go Philly. Again, Green Bay just got beat by the Panthers by Rico Dowdle. No offense to Rico Dowdle, he's really good. What the fuck is Saquon gonna do? Give me Philly. So there you go. That's what we got coming up this week in the NFL. We talked about the trade deadline, which had some fun moves. We talked about the schedule for this week. A few good games. Monday Night Football is probably the best game of the week. Outside of that, we got a couple murders. Niners is always interesting. Patriots Bucks is probably the biggest game on Sunday. Baltimore Minnesota is not bad. Then you got duds. I wish the Colts weren't playing so early because I would love to see the Sauce Gardner debut, but no luck. Thursday Night Football is a joke. So let's see what happens. I still believe they should do Friday Night Football, Saturday Night Football, and Sunday Football, just a normal slate. But they want to do Monday and Thursday for some reason. So whatever. And yeah, let's see what happens this week. Should be fun. Looking like a fun weekend. Some good fights. Some good football, hopefully, off the NBA all week. Who knows what else. Looking like a fun one. First week in November. See what happens, man. Yeah, I think that's really about all I gotta say for tonight, unless I'm forgetting something, which I don't think I am. I'm trying to think. I talked about fights, talked about the fights book, talked about NBA fantasy, talked about NFL fantasy, talked about trade deadline, talked about week 10 schedule. I think that's everything. Went by pretty quickly, mainly because outside Tone and D-Man, no one has showed up. Which is fine. Again, shit happens. I just assume most of y'all are at Gummy Gang right now watching Moss, so hopefully y'all are enjoying that. And yeah. So this was fun. I pretty much rambled to myself for 90% of the stream, but maybe people will rewatch it and will enjoy it. That's what I hope. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed first stream of the week. Always good to go live and knock the rust off for Monday and get back on the horse. So that being said, the rest of the week, you already know the schedule: Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So 5 more this week. 5 more chances to chat with y'all and have a great week. Obviously, break down and recap the card this week on Friday and Sunday, video-wise, shorts whenever I do them. And, I'm getting pretty consistent with the shorts. I already got the fight week 1 for this card out like 2 hours ago, so that was sweet. And, yeah. Now we'll be live again tomorrow to look at what happens on the waiver wire, what fight news we get. Yeah, gonna be a fun one. Just a rambling stream tomorrow. Like every stream is not just a rambling stream, but it is what it is. I had fun. Again, hopefully everyone's having a good night. If they're just chilling, if they're watching Moss, whatever, I would watch Moss over me as well. I always say that, and it's always true. So I don't take offense to it. I understand. And yeah. So hopefully everyone's enjoying that. Smoke will probably be live later. Hopefully y'all check him out as well. And yeah, had fun. This was a fun one. Even if it was me, I'm talking to myself for 2 hours or an hour. And how long did we go? An hour and 10 minutes. 2 hours. My voice feels like I've talked for 2 hours, but it's only been an hour 90, so or hour 10. Yeah. So yeah, that's about that. And yeah, so we're gonna end with 7 views and 2 likes. Bad night. Shit happens. What can you do? I thought the thumbnail would bring people in. It's a good thumbnail. Nah, no big deal. Good. I had a fun one. This was fun, and we'll see if tomorrow goes a little bit better. So, hope D-Man and Tone enjoyed. I'm guessing one of them is still watching in the background because I still got 2 views. I know one view is my TV right there, which I read chat off of. So hopefully whoever is listening to this in the background right now is enjoying it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And see what happens the rest of the week. Hopefully this is just a bad night and the rest of the week goes very good view-wise and chat-wise. But we'll see. No big deal either way. I enjoy. I'm in a good mood. And let's head to Wednesday, shall we? So, do that, I say. As always, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, comment, subscribe. 200 subs goal by the end of 2025. And as always, unless we're going to say something, which I don't believe I am, I hit all my main topics and the fights of football and basketball. So I think we can end this bitch by saying what we always say, and that is, as always, RX out. Good vibes only. And it's me. Thank you, Tone. I appreciate you and D-Man. Shout out to you two legends. Good vibes only. And always.